Alright guys, welcome back to Wild Outdoor Living. So just about to leave. I'm only going about 3.5 miles for this trip, so really not dressed for the ride or really worried about it too much. Fairly insulated, but trying to keep from sweating. But the main thing I'm worried about, of course, is the camping, because I think it's actually 20 degrees out there, which is not bad. This is probably the perfect day to do it. It is supposed to snow tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Last few nights, the low has been about 6. A couple nights ago it was about 0 degrees. So with the snow coming in, should keep a little bit warmer, but we're prepared for the camping. And bring a big backpack this time, purely because that's like 100% sleeping bag right there. So not heavy, just very bulky. More sleeping bag up front, sleeping pad, a few other warming layers, and a little bit of food. Won't be out for long, so don't need a lot of stuff, just enough to keep warm. Whew. Gotta catch my breath. Just go to the top of the, actually only climb. I was gonna say first climb, but yeah, only climb. Came from down there in the valley. Just rode up here. It's not super cold, but the wind chill is actually more than I expected. So from here, I just need to go downhill and find a camping spot after I get through town. Arrived at my campsite here at Eagle Park, and I'm gonna get setting up the tent. Rode in pretty thin layers. Did wear some snow pants to keep my legs dry while I set up my tent. But I'm putting on some more layers, get set up, and then I'll talk about what I'm doing once I get in the tent, because it's pretty cold. I am in my sleeping bag, or sleep system, as it's more appropriate to call it. So definitely took a hot minute to get the tent up and get everything in without getting, snow and stuff everywhere. Nice thing is, being this cold, it's about 19 degrees right now, which, like I say, is not too bad for this area, especially for this time of year. But it's cold enough, and it's been cold enough, that all the snow is very, very dry. So nothing soaked into my shoes while I was getting set up. The snow that's in here is not going to melt. It's very little as far as that goes. So I'm feeling a little bit cold, but mostly my toes. And once I got into my sleeping system, I'm already starting to warm up, but I've only been in for maybe a couple of minutes. So just got a couple extra layers on. Got my beanie. I do have a buff here. So speaking of sleep system, this is the Marine Corps modular sleep system. They've kind of moved away from this because it is very bulky and very heavy, but it has a survival rating of -40. Again, that's a survival rating, and that's a military survival rating. So you're probably not gonna be comfortable down there, but I've always had really good luck with this bag. When I was in the Marines, always really, really liked it, despite its weight, and it is quite heavy. But it is a Gore-Tex bivy paired with a -10 degree sleeping bag and a 30 degree sleeping bag, and they do all button together. I didn't button them together today because I do have to take them back apart to put them back on the bike, and so I think I'll just leave them as is. But I've got all this. I am using a pillow, which is actually another sleeping bag, so if it gets really, really cold, I can pull into that as well. So I should be okay. It's been a while. It's been a long while since I camped in weather like this. It's beautiful out here. Unfortunately, Eagle Park is quite close to the city, which is nice because I didn't have to ride very far. My ride ended up being about 4.5 miles, but I can still hear the cars. But you take what you can get. So this is the Goodnight 2020 Campout that bikepacking.com, Neil, and a lot of the guys at Salsa kind of put together. It's just a challenge put out to people to go bikepacking one last time before 2020 is over. And well, a few of us, or a portion of us, I should say, live definitely in the northern part of the States, or maybe even in Canada or Northern Europe. And it's quite cold, but I figured, I'll just make it a real short ride, get out here, get a camp out done, and have a real short ride home. This is my sleeping quarters from last night, and really warm sleeping bag. Toes warmed right up, fingers warmed right up. But I kept waking up kind of cold, not shivering or anything, but you know, just having a hard time sleeping because I was losing body heat. And I realized that my sleeping pad is not up to the task of sleeping right on top of the snow. So I should have brought in two. I was going to, and then didn't. So that should be a lesson for you. But what I ended up doing was putting, move this out of the way. I put my backpack underneath my torso, and then I put my dry bag and actually these snow pants underneath my hips. That made it so much better. The water actually didn't freeze, which is pretty cool. I put a little, probably teaspoon of sugar in both bottles, and at these temperatures that apparently works. So I didn't expect that to actually be successful, but it was. All right, good morning. We're finally out of the tent, got everything inside packed up, and yeah, it is actually snowing right now. As you can see, we got snow on the tent, snow on the bike. I did strap down my pogies last night to keep snow from getting inside of them, and I do have a cover on the seat, so I'm hoping the ride back should be pretty non-eventful, but do have to get everything strapped on now. Hopefully get back nice and warm, have a nice cup of cocoa. Well, visibility is pretty poor, so just leaving the park, and yeah, I got my flashing lights on. We're gonna be pretty careful heading home. Luckily, you know, it's early in the morning, day after Christmas. I'm hoping there's not too much traffic, but definitely gonna be cautious. But gorgeous out here, very quiet. Got probably half an inch of snow last night and ongoing, so should be pretty fun. Nearly home. Not a piece of dry pavement anywhere. It's coming down pretty hard now. All right, got back just a little while ago, got warmed up. Thanks to bikepacking.com for putting out this challenge and convinced me to go do something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So it was really fun. Not sure I would do it on a regular basis, but it was fun. Glad to get back before the snow really started hitting. And yeah, if you guys are thinking about this, again, the challenge goes from the 26th to the 31st, and there's some prizes involved. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section down below. And until then, we'll catch you later.